Well, hello there, and welcome to the World Poetry Cafe Adult Tent. I'm David Driver, author, poet, and broadcaster, and in a few moments I'll be sharing with you approximately 30 minutes of my poetry. And seeing as it is the World Poetry Cafe, this set is coming from England. It's coming from Yorkshire, to be precise, and a lovely town called Silsden. But before I start, I'd just like to mention the donation hat. Somewhere at the bottom, if you are watching this video, somewhere near the bottom there is what we call a donation hat, where you lovely people, if you choose to do so, could make a small donation, or any donation which you wish to make. You don't have to do, you're not obliged to do, but it would be nice if you did, and that would come to artists like myself. That will come direct to me through PayPal. But the main thing is not the donation. The main thing is bringing a smile to your face, a little bit of enjoyment, and I hope you like this little set that I'll be sharing with you, and hopefully you might go away and write some poetry yourself. Start an open mic group or get a writing group together. That's what it's all about. As I said, my name is David Driver, and I do write poetry in different genres, and I do hope you like it. The first poem that I would like to share with you deals with the issue of migration, immigration, and it's probably fair to say that many sort of world leaders and countries welcome them with open arms. Some don't welcome them with open arms, and that sort of thing. So like any sane person, I thought to myself one day, what would happen if a green man, yes, a green man, flying in a flying saucer of all things, landed in any random country, in any random car park? What would people do? How would they react to it? And I've put a lot of thought into this one, and it's called Alien, and it goes like this. Mr. Alien has landed, but will he be branded dangerous and illegal, hunted down by a bloodhound beagle? With your green skin, will you really fit in with a cultured society? Sleazy notoriety. You have no claws. Hey, where's your nose? Black saucer eyes. I smell spies. Have you any money? Something seems funny. Is that your flying saucer? And is she your only daughter? I'm sorry, Mr. Green Man. We simply don't understand a single word you've said. You haven't got a fixed address. Perhaps we'll shoot you dead. There isn't a single inch of space for you on our beautiful, gorgeous planet. You're taking up 2 parking bays. Now that can't be right, can it? So that's my opening poem, and a little bit of lightheartedness there. Excuse me. This second poem is it's actually the first poem that was recorded and put on the big screen in Bradford, West Yorkshire, the city nearest to myself, and I was invited by Bradford Libraries to share some poetry, and in Centenary Square, after the recordings, they were all put together and shared on the big screen. And I do like writing poetry. Short stories is also in the fantasy horror genre, and this one goes by the title of The Box. And it's got a horror theme to it, and I laugh when I read this one out in a good way, simply because it saves you writing a 500-600 page novel. And what can I mean by that? A lot of time and effort, and it fascinates me how sometimes the most mundane, most boring objects, a piece of wood, a simple carving, a stone, can have mystical, magical powers, good and evil powers, and they are priceless. And there's always a millionaire or a billionaire, probably in today's times, that's willing to pay people lots of money to to get the object, and there's always a thief who will, or someone like that will take them up on it. Anyway, this was called The Box, and I do hope that you like this one. Lying on the floor, a box, and nothing more. Shh. Open the door. Tread carefully across the floor. Light bulb flicker, heartbeat ticker, padlock, picker. Delicate fingers, anticipation lingers. A plot did hatch. Now lift the latch. Wait, is there a catch? Cigarette, strike a match. Tab end dropped, waiting stopped, lid popped. Complete the task. Take the mask. Been paid well? Magic spell. Who can tell? What the hell? Killing lust desire. Body on fire. Failed your buyer. Bank account looks well. Another thief roasts in hell. In the box, the fire demon waits. Just a box and nothing more. Shh. Quietly. When you open the door, please tread carefully across the floor. So that is a story, or a poem, should I say, about a fire demon. This next one is, I have two more sort of in the fantasy genre. This next one is, it's about a witch, and it's called Beware the Witch's Kiss. And you never know. You would never know when you might meet. You might meet a witch. You might not know what to do. So I'm going to tell you now. Beware the witch's kiss. Blood red lips. Taste the seductive invitation. Beware the witch's kiss. Intoxicating body scent. Alluring and infusing. Beware the witch's kiss. Eyes inviting emerald wells of hypnotic desire. Beware the witch's kiss. Curvaceous flesh of pleasure. Bare breasts excite. Beware the witch's kiss. Fingertip arousal, soft hands trace and tease. Beware the witch's kiss. Dominating, demanding, strength sapped, climax, sunrise, soon. And this final poem, I shall just bob my notes down. This final poem in the sort of fantasy genre, if you like. It's quite a lengthy poem. And before I started indulging myself in the world of poetry, I used to write. I still like writing short stories, and as I say, in the fantasy horror genre. And this was called The Wizard, and I quite like it, and I hope you do too. Let's see what you think. Between that time, before the sun cast down its mighty rays of golden light, across this land of forests, oceans, deserts and dreams, I see you, floating across the dew-drenched green within the haunting wispy tendrils of mist, with the dark denizens of the night taking all in with their never-to-tell eyes. They wait, all eyes fixed on you, until your powerful hands, adorned with the green jade rings of the Serpent Queen, cast your mythical gifts to the ground. Smaller jewels are carried away on the wings of silent bats. A wolf pack approaches with caution, before carrying away a chest of gold containing rubies larger than a man's hand. Your eyes meet that of the fox. They match your own. A wry smile escapes. Black, powerful muscle glides from within the forest. The mighty panther stalks, and our paths have crossed before. But this time you know your master, submitting like a tamed dog, licking his hand, which bear the same black talons as your own. From within his purple feathered cloak he produces what all kings desire, a silver sword decorated with diamonds from the deepest troll caves. The panther bows and gently takes the gift, carrying it deep within the forest where it will wait to be found. A matching dagger is tossed to the air, spinning, twisting, turning, silently, suddenly, the pure white owl, whose knowledge all seek, clasps the jewelled blade. Effortlessly gliding to the waterfalls, where the green water flows and the mermaids sing their secrets, she allows the jewel blade to plunge down into the watery chasm, to dwell within the deep enchanting waters. His work is nearly done. He pauses, he scans. He knows I am watching. His eyes see all, see through the dark, see me. I am no threat though, for I know the panther. He is the one who took my leg. He is the one who scarred my face and blinded my left eye. The price I paid for the secret of secrets. But my son sleeps, an infant barely walking. He shall grow, become strong, become fast. My son will move like the wind. He shall be the one you take as your own. For that is your secret, the secret not many know. To touch your purple cloak just before the first golden ray of sunshine warms the ground. And the prize, you must take him as your own. Teach him all your secrets. Unveil the realms of magic. Gift him just like you. My son will have the ultimate prize. Let kings, adventurers and fools fight and squabble for your scattered treasures. I know the panther's lair, his moves, his mind. I know where the owl and fox lie in wait. They shall not take him. Your head is bowed, you summon him. Your departure is drawing nearer. The sun awakens on the horizon, chasing away the night. Before my very eyes he appears, magnificent, powerful, mystical, your dragon. Circling twice, he bows to your authority, finally stretching out a wing to rest at your very feet. Gracing the crimson-scaled wing with your footsteps, you leave a silhouette behind. Veins of red smoke coil within, and it becomes leafy flakes of gold, enough for a beggar to buy a kingdom. Sitting in the green leather saddle, you take up the reins and cast a final glance at the ground before a final glance at me. But you shall return. Return after another 17 winters, and I will have prepared him for you. Effortlessly, the dragon takes flight, heading west. West to the white towers of stone at the end of the world. 3 rhythmic beats, and you're gone, just as the first streak of sunlight strikes the ground, causing the priceless flakes to vanish in a flash of brilliant blue light. Farewell until next time, my old friend. Farewell, my wizard. When you return, my son will know your name. I do hope that you enjoyed that one, and that is it for that genre. Now, this next section deals with moving on to maybe more political events or things that deal with the homeless and the people less fortunate possibly than you and I. And I do touch on these genres and I've got three poems here, a couple of fairly short ones and another lengthy one. This next one goes by the title of Discarded, and it is quite a recent poem. It's about 10-12 weeks old, but possibly I think I probably wrote this one just before these strange lockdown, these coronavirus strange times that we're all living in now. It's called Discarded. It goes like this. Discarded like an old pair of boots, a soulless man lost his roots. Discarded like a rusty old van, a homeless lost cause looking down the eye of an empty beer can. Discarded like a ripped pair of jeans, next meal in the bin, a cold tin of beans. Discarded like a smelly pair of wellies, cause of death for the masses, empty bellies. And this next one is on a very similar theme, and it's had many titles, and it's ended up being called Mr. Whatever, and it goes like this. Crushed tin can, homeless man, no one looks from car or van, scrounging in bins but free from sins. Some sharks have no fins, freezing off my arse, meals are sparse, freedom is a farce. Body battered and bleeding, inside weeping, the streets need sweeping. Lifeless as a frozen fish finger, don't let the stench linger. Who is this nameless death bringer? And this final one in this genre goes by the title of Solve It, Dissolve It, Work With It, Revolve It, and it is a lengthy poem, and I've reworked this a couple of times. I took out the verse. I did have a repetitive verse, decided to take it out, and it sums everything up. Excuse me. It sums everything up in today's society. It touches on religion and beliefs, political stances, and what's going on generally in the world of everything, really. And I suppose if I am looking for an influence, I did have a lot of ideas. And the song "We Didn't Start the Fire" by Billy Joel is, I suppose, a slight influence, because I do like that song, because it just tells so much in just one line, or in lines, very hard hitting punchy lines, and it just sweeps across different decades and sums a lot of things up. So probably a slight influence there, if you like. Solve it, dissolve it, work with it, revolve it. Rock stars preaching, adopting kids, first class accountant, hiding all the quids, houses global, swimming pools, dad's working overtime, he's still on the tools. Lords, ladies, earls, dukes, east versus west, sitting on nukes, serviceman starving on the streets of his city, asylum seeking penthouse, bank account looking pretty. Acid continues, but in people's faces, once enjoyed in warehouses and other abandoned places. Blades no longer dancing, but deep within innocent hearts. Families divided, reputations upheld, people playing parts. Working hard, put a little aside. Ordered a number 42 with boiled special, or maybe even fried. A factory man retires, he's 67. Brickvic politician 55 found his Barbados heaven. Fantastic plastic buying me the glamour. Sorry kids, sorry wife. Home under the hammer. Street food served up from all around the world. Let the music begin as the new flag is unfurled. We don't use the M word, but I pull the trigger, blowing you a short fuse riddle, which you will surely figure. Lick my boots and lick my stamps. Get those unwanted in squalid shithole camps. Working class boy in working class boots, working like his dad, remembering all his roots. His mates moved on to uni and walk around in suits. A politician's salary, but the masses want him in rogues' gallery. Wait, think about the legality. Refugee, sailed the sea. Hello there, is there a home for me? Airports halting because of drones. Continued hysteria, Brexit moans. Literacy levels low, education via phones. Love Island Big Brother, Sisters 6 different mother. Happy families connecting with each other. Sensational headlines for just a minute's fame. Hidden blank faces without even a name. Population playing a preordained laughable losers game. Italian barbers from Roman harbours. Council house culture meets an educated vulture. Gin houses, happy time. Religion commits yet another acceptable crime. Contract 0 hours. Petrol station overpriced wilted flowers. Paying a price for an untimely death. When an uncaring world extracts your very last breath. Pizza takeaway, Netflix galore. Mum's OD'd this time and dead on the floor. Wonderful world, wonderful people. Shall we gather in the opium dens or the building with a steeple? Solve it, dissolve it, work with it, revolve it. And the next we'll move on now to another genre, and I'm going to call just a couple of poems in this genre, and I call them the sort of film noir, femme fatale genre. And I have a handful of poems in this genre, and they are influenced by our trips, not by experience, but our trips to London and the black cabs and all this sort of old films. And I wrote these last year. I do hope you like them. The first one is called Cab Ride. Scents, smells, scintillating sensations of the city. Italian spices, Turkish kebabs, cheap burgers and coffee under the mighty symbol of the big yellow M. The chippy conquered by the foreign invader. They tasted better in their good old newspaper. Reminiscing too much thinking, no need. It's Thursday, early finish, escape the prison of that bloody office 4 floors up. A change in the weather, nagging chilly wind and light rain. April, I wish you were warmer. My favourite bottle of red fits snugly in the inside pocket of my raincoat. No umbrella for me, it's all about film noir. It's not the first time, no, not by a long way, but my heart starts racing, a cocktail of nerves and excitement surge. Like a well-rehearsed piece, my ride awaits. Black curves covered with rain droplets sit well on worn tyres, belching fumes into just another street in the capital. Opening the door, I step inside. Usual, comes the only conversation needed, and I reply with a nod. The journey becomes a blur until we break away from the city. Eyes open when the engine stands idle. 2 crisp notes are handed over, topped with a pack of 20 filter Norwegian cigarettes. Just after midnight, comes the question. My half smile replies. A winding drive is lined with rose bushes. Reaching the porch, I can almost taste her flesh as a familiar perfume excites me. The door opens to reveal my raven-haired seductress draped in Chinese silk. How did you learn to smoke a cigarette like that? As the green dragon-etched garment is dropped to the floor, she smiles, turns and walks away. 2 glasses await as we meet in the parlour, and I quickly produce the bottle of red. A fire burns and delicate shadows dance over as soft, seductive curves. We both enjoy a glass, and then delicate, flirtatious fingers peel away my clothing, exciting me almost to a climax. Like a wild, white panther, she claws, bites and excites. The rug is soft on my back as I lay exhausted, casting knowing, slow eyes over a sweat-soaked, curvaceous flesh. We finish the wine, laugh, share another cigarette. 45s bring Hendrix, the Doors and Mark Bolan to the party. She laughs and invites Patti Smith. Desire becomes a hunger. Laughter continues, champagne is popped and stairs ascended. The bedroom slakes more cravings of lust. She watches with a look only she can stare. I don't bother with a tie and house it in the pocket where the claret opened up the evening's thirst for desire. We don't use words for goodbyes. The latch drops and the cold night bites. Headlights are dipped, but the engine runs. When I open the door, a black coffee waits on the back seat. It warms and sobers as we pull away, and I start another cab ride. This next one is in the similar vein, and it goes by the title of Serpentine Lover. I lusted for your flesh from the moment I first saw you. Tall, slender, seductive, ivory skin longing to be caressed like an addictive wine. Hypnotising and exciting with those jade eyes. Not like any other, oh my beautiful serpentine lover. You had me fixed from the moment your address fell to the bedroom floor and you drug on the market, and I was hooked for a lifetime. Venomous lust coursing through my veins, coiled naked within sheets of desire. Not like any other, oh, my beautiful serpentine lover. Naked match, naked flame, naked goddess, the mirror reflects, but there is only one. Curtains part, sunlight filters just like the cigarette you provocatively smoke. We share a Marlborough, just like we share a bed. Inhaling, enjoying, a soft hand gently glides across the climax of your talons, scored across my back. You smile, laugh, a hand gently pushes me back and then checks to see if I am ready to perform for you once more. Not like any other, oh my beautiful serpentine lover. So this next batch, I have a few poems now in the genre of sort of a lockdown genre, and these are three very recent poems, and I wrote this one. It's called Lockdown, and it's based on the address from our Prime Minister when it first happened. It does have a touch of humour, and I do hope you enjoy them. It's called Lockdown. Boris has spoken, all have heard. Stay inside, people. Penalties may be incurred. Locked within four walls, like a trapped mouse. Bricks, mortar, a roof. It's called your house. Paint the walls or try some tiling. Office workers, don't worry. The socks need filing. Monopoly, Kaplunk are both board games. Yes, these are your kids, and they even have names. What's on the menu? What can I eat? My McDonald's is shut. And it's only down the high street. Heinz, you only made 57 in variety. That won't last in a lockdown society. I watched Columbo when flares were in fashion. Why must my bacon sarnie suffer because of the ration? Well, I have to talk to the family and be nice to the wife. But we walk down the aisle in love, and she's the best part of my life. I could read a book, get myself educated. Try a little yoga, meditate, not be agitated. Go running as allowed once a day, reduce my waist size, go all the way. Plant some seeds and watch them grow. Learn new things which I didn't know. Support my family, stay focused and strong. I can survive this no matter how long. Search your soul, inside is a fighter. On the other side, it's warmer and lighter. Look in the mirror, look at your face. You can do this. You're the brilliant, unstoppable human race. This next one is called Four New Friends, and it deals with being locked, obviously, in a room, four walls. Within these four walls I've made four new friends, catching up on the gossip, making amends, drowning on dry land, a diver without the bends, a 21st century Ben Gunn. Let me out, please. I'm fed up with eating Tim's spam, and I really don't like cheese. Imprisoned in my living room, and a blind jailer holds the keys. UK gold with Bergerac, beans on toast, a pack of Caramac. When this is over, I'm sending my skybox back. 5 cards stud, but no one's dealing. Your face is cracked and your claws are peeling. By not answering my questions, my sanity you're stealing. With a magnificent 7, including ceiling and floor. But wait a minute, window wants to join, and so does door. Please play nicely, I can't take any more. A human goldfish going round in my own living room. There's no point broadcasting the weather, it's all doom and gloom. Insanity season, and the madness is in bloom. Okay, just 2 more to go. This next one was inspired when I eventually escaped the 4 walls and were lucky enough to walk on the sunny bank, on the banks of the canal, which are present where I live in Silsden. And it just deals with everything, just nice and silent and escaping and taking in all the beautiful surroundings. And it's called Don't Say a Word. Soaking in the silence, soothed by the calmness, the sunshine, and a gentle breeze blowing lightly on my face. Bushes bloom bearing berries which feed my feathered friends. I close my eyes and birdsong takes me to happy memories. Dragonflies hover over a summer pond, and fish lightly break the surface, talking in bubbles of silent speech. A red kite soars on advantageous thermals, searching for a lazy hare lost in dreams. Swallows swoop, gulping from the water of canals, whilst mallards rest at ease on the far side, away from the worn boots of ramblers, which have clogged up 1,000 miles. Shh, don't say a word. One last poem, very, very quick indeed. A favourite of mine. It's called Array for Hats, and why? And it's simply because people say to get ahead in life, you need a hat. So it is a bit of a tongue twister. And I've got my notes here because I sometimes get a little bit tongue twisted myself. Final poem, Array for Hats. To get ahead, you need a hat, but you need a head to get a hat. A hat needs a head, and a head needs a hat. The two go together, just like this and like that. A hat on a head, and a head in a hat. Both get a head, if you think of it like that. But a head without a hat cannot get a head. And a hat without a head, well, it's simply just sat. And that's it for me. And I do hope you've enjoyed this set. I do hope you've enjoyed my poems. And if you've been wondering who this guy is here above my head, that is Mr. Inks the Owl. But that's for another day. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. And once again, I do hope you have enjoyed. Goodbye for now.